Some heroes are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Hi there, I'm Aki from Aki Gaming, and welcome to another episode on Fire Emblem Heroes. In this video, we are counting down to the top 3 blue heroes with skill inheritance in mind. For this list, we are looking at their overall performances in Arena, uniqueness of one's abilities, total stats, and additional skill that could be inherited. Do note that the ranking shown is solely based on my opinion and findings over the World Wide Web, so it might be different from another person's. Number 3. Lyn, Light Mage. The daughter of Miloa from Archenia, Lyn is one of Goto's best students that inherited the powerful light tome, Aura. Her total stats rating is 164, with attack and speed being the highest two at 49 and 39 respectively. Her special weapon, Aura, has a similar ability to Breath of Life. It restores 5 HP to adjacent allies after any combat she initiates. It's particularly useful after your melee done tanking during the enemy phase and required a little healing. Lyn's passive C skill, Fortify Resistant, grants adjacent allies a resistance +4 at the start of each turn. It works best with ranged units and units with all distance counter. Her assist skill, Ardent Sacrifice, heals adjacent ally 10 HP, but in return she loses 10 HP too. This skill is a nice addition to her aura, which also could be used for healing. Lyn's defense is extremely low at 14 points only. In short, she is very weak against any sort of physical damage. She couldn't even take 2 hits from a raid unit despite having weapon advantage. So make sure she is always out of enemy's range. To make Lyn even stronger, inheriting skill would be the key to her greatness. Firstly, you could start by changing her weapon aura to Blah Blade Plus. With this weapon, she would join the ranks of Tarja and Nino as the super firepower trio. What Blah Blade Plus actually does is add total bonuses on her to the damage she will deal. So the more buffs she has on her, the stronger her damage output will be. With enough buffs, she could even take down foes of the same color type in one hit. A good passive skill for her would be Desperation in slot B. It allows the holder to perform a follow-up attack immediately after the first initiation when HP is 75% or less. With her super high damage output and 39 speed, this means that she will not receive any damage from counter attack, as she would have killed off the enemy with 34 speed or less with her double attack. You could also replace her slot A with Darting Blow, which will boost her speed to 42 during initiation, a guaranteed follow-up attack on most foes. Alternately, you could also go for Death Blow, which is similar to Darting Blow but +6 on attack instead. If you would like to boost your arena score by using her, you could also try Fury, which gives a +12 in her stats but inflicts 6 damage every time she's in combat. As for her slot C, you could replace it with any other buff or debuff that suits your playing style. Skills such as Horn Speed, Horn Attack, Spur Speed, Threaten Resistance, etc. would make her more dangerous than she already is. Lyn doesn't come with a special attack, but now you could inherit one which boosts her damage even more. A good skill would be Moonbow, as its cooldown cost is very low. It resolves combat as if foe suffered defense or resistance -30, and with Lyn's fast speed, she could cast Moonbow every other turn. The recommended IV build for Lyn would be a plus attack or plus speed, as the first would add more damage and the latter would increase her chance for a follow-up attack. As for the minus, it would be better to have it at her resistance instead.
Number 2. Effie, the Army of One. A knight who was born in the slums of Nor. Effie is the retainer of the youngest princess of the Norian royal family. She takes pride in her physical strength and maintains her physics through rigorous training regimes. In terms of total stats rating, Effie is the second highest in the game with an astonishing amount of 183, and she has the highest attack among the 100 plus heroes at 55. Her 50 points on HP puts her in 3rd place in the HP category too. Effie is an armored unit, which explains why she is so tanky. Although she is slow, Her passive skill at slot B, Warrior Fighter, prevents follow-up attack in combat from foes and herself if her HP is at 50% or more. And because of a high HP, usually it will take more than 2 hits just to deactivate that skill. Her slot A passive skill, Death Blow, grants her a +6 on attack during initiation, pushing her attack over the 60 points mark and making her into a terrifying monster you wish that you would stay as far away as possible. Effie's assist skill, Smite, pushes an adjacent ally 2 spaces further away. It can even push us across mountains, cliffs, and other hard-to-reach places, giving other armor units and infantry that extra mobility. Effie's resistance is not high, which means magic could hurt her easily. Moreover, she doesn't have a skill to counter against ranged units, making her a target practice for mages and archers. Do stay cautious so it won't happen to her. With the introduction of inheritance system, the popularity of Effie has risen to a new height. Let's have a look at some recommended skill for her. Despite having low speed, there's a way to make Effie attacking twice during initiation by replacing her Silver Lance Plus with Brave Lance Plus. This weapon could bypass her passive skill Warrior Fighter, so you don't have to worry about her not attacking twice. Combining it with her slot A passive skill Death Blow, she could take down any raid unit easily. Another great skill for her to inherit would be Threatened Defense for slot C. This skill inflicts defense -5 on foes within 2 spaces through their next action at the start of each turn. By lowering foes' defense, Effie's damage would also increase significantly. Same as Lin, Effie doesn't have a special attack. With a high defense, specials such as Bonfire and Ignis is a good addition for her. You could also let her learn Moonbow if you want a faster casting instead. The best IV for Effie would be a plus HP minus speed build because of her passive skill Warrior Fighter. The higher her HP, the longer it takes for foes to follow up an attack. And since Warrior Fighter ignores the effect of speed, it doesn't really matter if you further reduce her speed. Number 1. Azura, Lady of the Lake. The Princess of Vala and Nor, Azura is a gifted songstress and dancer who can perform song with great power when used in conjunction with her pendant, allowing her to perform miraculous feats. Azura's total stats rating is 164, slightly below the average. However, she is fast and has decent attack stats, with 36 for speed and 43 for attack. Azura's assist skill, Sing, enables target to take another action, but it cannot be used on units with the same skill. Thanks to her singing, armor unit which usually walks only 1 step gets to move again, high damage units gets to attack twice, vulnerable units gets to escape from danger area, and many more. Azura's strongest weapon is Sapphire Lance Plus, which gives an attack plus 20 if weapon triangle advantage, and attack minus 20 if disadvantage. With the arena flooded with raid units, Azura could easily wipe them out with her lance effect. However, that ability is a double-edged sword, as it also gives green foes additional advantage against her. Like I mentioned earlier, Azura has high stats in speed, mainly due to her passive A skill which gives her a +3 in speed. And because of that, the chances of her doing a follow-up attack increased, at the same time decreases foes' chances to double attack. Her passive skill, 45 Resistance at slot C, grants adjacent allies +4 on resistance, making allies tougher against magic attack. This skill is useful if you are fighting against a group of mages. Azura's HP and defense are very low, making her extremely vulnerable to physical damage. Even though she could still withstand hits from raid units, but attacks from archers and mages will still be a problem for her since she could not counter back. In order to make her stronger, here's a few recommended skills which benefits her. Similar to Olivia, inheriting Wings of Mercy at slot B would make her much more useful in arena, as she could walk adjacent to ally with 50% HP or less and give them another turn so they could overcome the obstacles by either attacking again or getting out of danger area. As for her slot A, Azura could inherit Fury to boost her total rating up for a total of 12 points by granting a +3 on attack, speed, defense, and resistance, but in return, she loses 6 HP for every combat she faces. Alternately, you could let her inherit Renewer, which restores 10 HP to the holder at the start of every 2 turns. Rather than boosting adjacent allies' resistance, it's better to boost their damage by swapping her original passive skill at C with Horn Attack, which grants adjacent allies +4 on attack at the start of each turn. Coincidentally, Azura doesn't have a special attack too, and with high speed, it is best to let her inherit Moonbow. The ideal IV for Azura would be a plus speed minus defense type, so she could deal more follow-up attack with her 39 speed. And since she does not stand in the front line that often, a minus in defense will not hurt her that much. Generally speaking, Azura is most often used as a unit to give others an extra turn, but now with the introduction of inheritance system, she could be played in a more aggressive role if needed. Do you agree on this list? Leave a comment below. If you like this video, click the like button and subscribe to Aki Gaming for more great content. Before I end this video, here's a shout out to Mr. Linux. I hope you are watching this. And for the rest of you guys, thank you for watching and I hope to see you soon.